recent conversations other than what's happening on the Rift itself, especially in situations like the quarterfinal matchup we had now, because we are in a single elimination format. And that means that Suning defeating JD Gaming, impressive, but that means that JD Gaming goes home. That's it.
Out of the bubble.
Yep. It could have been one bad best-of-5 series, one bad series from any team, and they are gone. So this is a conversation that is certainly happening with the League of Legends community, and it'll certainly be exaggerated, exacerbated by what happened today with Suning versus JDG, taking nothing away from Suning's victory. But when we look at other esports tournaments and major competitions, we see double elimination brackets. And this is no new conversation to League of Legends and to Worlds. But Tyler, I think it's appropriate to have this discussion now and give our opinions on what we think of the format of the League of Legends World Championship. So when you look at the playoffs, let's start there. Single elimination, best of 5 the entire way. Are you in favor of this, or would you like to see a change?
To kick off this discussion, let's just kind of go through the last, 5 or so World Championships to see if, the best two teams really didn't make the final. If we still look at that final as the best two teams facing off. 2014, Samsung White played Royal Royal Club. It was back then. Royal has a ton of names in the organization, and a long story of RNG. But it was Royal Club of Uzi versus Samsung White. No, that was not the best final they could have. Samsung Blue most likely would be heavily favored to have made a loser bracket run, beat Royal Club, and it would be an all Samsung final in 2014. So they're not the best final. 2015, SKT versus Rocks, or SKT versus the Coup Tigers, we would say back then. Yeah, I would say those were the two best teams. No matter if there was a double elimination, we got the best final possible. 2016, Arda, we know this very well with the Rocks Tigers versus SKT semifinal in New York City. Probably the biggest proponent of why we want double elimination at these World Championships, because we would want the sequel to that at the Staples Center in the grand final. Obviously, we didn't get that. Samsung Galaxy did give SKT a run for their money in that final, but I do think the two best teams of that tournament were Rocks and SKT, so no there. 2017, we had SKT versus Samsung Galaxy. I think there, SKT wasn't the second best team. I think RNG was the second best team that split. It would have been Samsung versus RNG in the finals, unless Faker had another, Michael Jordan-esque hero performance against RNG. I don't know if he could play Superman twice. So most likely, no. I think the best two teams in that tournament were RNG and Samsung. 2018, IG versus Fnatic. This is another proponent where RNG, the heavy favorites to win the entire tournament, went out in the quarterfinals, Arda. And I think in that situation, RNG, with the loser bracket run, I would have bet on that team, RNG, making a hellish loser bracket run to make it back to the finals versus IG. So, again, I think that's a tournament where we didn't have the best final possible, ended in a 3-0 stomp. And then last year, 2019, FPX versus G2. Yeah, I actually do think in the end it probably would have been G2 versus SKT in the loser final, and I think G2 probably wins that again. So I do think we end up with that final, even though it was a pretty dry 3-0 for FPX. But maybe if G2 got another chance at it, if they got to game plan from what they lost in the first winter final and came back for the grand final, it could have been different. So all that said, I think we've had two finals that have really been the true grand finals, and the rest of them have been pretty much the grand final have happened in the semifinals or before. So I do think a double elimination bracket would be interesting, at least for one World Championship. I think this World Championship, especially in the bubble, would have been interesting to kind of play around with it, especially when you don't have, the need for all these different stadiums. We're only in one location until the final. So I'm a proponent of the double elimination. I think double elimination for at least one tournament to try it out would be intriguing. But Riot told me point blank, it's 99% never going to happen. They like the single elimination. They like every match having that do or die feel, and I don't think they're going to move away from it because they want to pattern their tournament after the World Cup. And in the World Cup, there's no double elimination. If France loses in the quarterfinals, if the Brazilian team loses in the semifinals 7-1 to Germany, there is no coming back for you, Bronzil. There's no coming back for you. There's no double elimination loser bracket to make a run. You're just out. You're done. That's it. So I'm for it for at least a test run. but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, sadly.
Yeah, I'll full disclosure, like I've been a part of discussions on putting on esports tournaments for other leagues, and this conversation always comes up: double elimination versus single elimination. Obviously, the pros and cons, if we were to do an analysis, double elimination is more fair to the players, more fair to the teams. And obviously, like Tyler just said, perhaps the best possible outcome in terms of the two best teams would have been reached at a better probability in double elimination than single. Single, obviously better drama, more intrigue for the fan. I think that at the end of the day, single elimination is better from the fan perspective, and double elimination is better from the game integrity or competitive integrity / team player perspective. But I agree, there's no double elimination in sports. Maybe there will be someday. Maybe the NHL and NBA will be like, you know what, double elimination, maybe we should try that
more
sometime.
Games, more people, more butts and seats.
Exactly.
One of these leagues, especially.
Well, there's that facet too. That's a very good point, Tyler. There's that point of it too, because double elimination makes the schedules a little bit wonkier, right? Like, remember when you're booking venues, and obviously this is not necessarily a case, right? But you have to give a certain amount of entertainment, and if it's just one series, except for League of Legends, often other leagues that's not enough for people to buy a ticket to go watch, right? True. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. For League of Legends specifically, they can get away with it. Pudong Stadium would have been filled for one final. It doesn't matter how long
3 million plus. Didn't you hear that? Are 3 million plus have put their name in the lottery to get picked for the 6,000 seats that will be filled for the World Championship final. 3 million people in China are gunning for those 6,000 spots. Good luck to y'all. I'm not surprised at all. I'm sure there's going to be millions, 100 million plus, probably watching from China for the final, especially if there's a Chinese team playing in it. Good luck to you all. God be with you, because you're going to need a lot of luck or a lot of rigging to get your spot in Pudong.